Welcome to 8% Club every Friday, 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. Today is about objections. I'm going to give you, piece by piece today, I'm going to give you one rebuttal that you can use to overcome any objections. Because what I've noticed with new agents, struggling agents, salespeople alike, is that we get a lot of different objections and we struggle with what to do. We struggle with what to say because someone will tell you, think about it right now, when you get objections when you're making phone calls, what will happen is someone will say, hey, I'm not interested. You'll pause, you'll lose confidence, and then you don't know what to say. And when you pause, you don't know what to say, you hesitate, you're unsure of yourself, and you don't jump in and do something about it, you end up losing control of the call, and they end up hanging up. So today, I want to talk about objections, and I'm going to give you one specific rebuttal that if you can master the ability to say it, that you can use it for any objection you'll ever get, no matter what. So let's dive in. All right, so one thing I want to do though first, before I give you the exact rebuttal, is the 3 A's. You guys have seen this a lot: agree, answer, and ask. Why do you think we start with an agreement? Someone says, hey dude, I'm not interested. Why do you think we start with agreement? 2 reasons. We start with agreement for 2 reasons. The first reason is that we are not being disagreeable, right? Because that's the biggest thing that I've noticed is naturally someone will say, hey, I'm not interested. And then you'll say, well, how do you know? You don't know what I'm talking about yet, Dude, that's freaking, you're attacking them. Like, I'm going to hang up on you too if you ever say that to me. You're being disagreeable. So by not being disagreeable, we're allowing the possibility of continuing the call. And then the second reason is that it allows you to have time to think. If you don't know what to say and someone startles you and said, hey, I'm not interested, you could say, thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate that. I can understand that. Excellent. Great. Fantastic. You know what? I can appreciate that. It gives you time to eliminate the pause. It gives you time to eliminate the pause, think about what you want to say, and then allows you to be agreeable and allows you to give time to a second to think about what you're going to say next. Because when they're not interested, when they're upset, when they say something back, by being in a state of agreement and by agreeing right off the bat, they say, I'm not interested. Hey, I can appreciate that. Thank you so much for sharing that. It gives you a chance to think. You stay in an agreeable state. You keep the call alive. You keep the sell alive. And it gives you time to think about what to say next. So that's why we preach the agree, answer, and the ask philosophy. It starts off the agreement. Someone says, hey, I'm not interested. I understand. Thank you so much for sharing that. Like, I'm in a state of agreement. And then, you know what? Hey, it's my job. Since you requested it, I have to drop it off. It's my job to put it in your hands. It's totally up to you with whatever you do with it. Now, John, I'll be out there. That was the answer. Now, John, I'll be out there Thursday. Should I drop this off in the morning or in the afternoon? That's how you use the 3-step objection process: agree, answer, and ask. But by getting in a state of agreement, it allows you to not be disagreeable, keep the call alive, and actually think about what you're going to say next. Because what happens a lot of times is when agents get a lot of objections. They get, I'm not interested. They get, I already have coverage. They get, I can't afford it, right? They get, all these different things. They get, I'm busy, I don't have time. They get all these different types of objections. I mean, I'm talking tons of them. And then we don't know what to say. We hesitate. There's a lot going on. We end up needing to think about it. We end up realizing that we've got all these objections going on. And tell Duker over here in comments on Facebook and YouTube, what's the objections that you get? Because most of the time you'll get 4, 5, 6, 7 objections, and then different objections, and then you don't know what to say to the main ones. And then when someone throws a random objection at you, you pause. You lose confidence. They take over even more control of the call and they hang up, and the call's over. But by having one simple rebuttal, it's at least something that you can pull out of your tool bag and use when you need to use it. I'm not saying that you use it on every time, but while you're new, while you're struggling with objections, have one objection that you always use no matter what, and then you can start building other rebuttals for objections as you go along. So the main one that we're going to talk about today is one simple rebuttal that no matter what they say, you have something that you can say back quickly. And that is, you know what? You could say, I agree. You could thank them, right? You could say, thank you for sharing that. So you can start out with agreement, okay? I agree, thank you for sharing that. You know, hey, and then remind them, right? Since you requested it, it's my job to get it to you, but it's totally, and then, right? So it's my job to get you the information, and then it's up to you with what you do with it. And then continue, I'll be out in your area, and then either or. That's one of the things that you'll notice is, because I was just talking to a new agent, literally, this is what brought me the idea for today's show, 30 minutes ago. And I'm talking to several different new agents in a meeting, and they're saying, hey, we don't know what to say. And I even asked the agent, I said, hey, what's your most common objection that you hear the most? They said, I'm not interested. Okay, what part of the script do you get that in? And they said, typically either in the middle of that first paragraph or at the end after I ask the question. Okay, well, when they say they're not interested, what happens? Do you pause and not know what to say? Yes. And if you're out there thinking the exact same thing right now and you're pausing, you don't know what to say, then build one single rebuttal that you can repeat forever on the phone and in person, at least on the phone, until you develop other rebuttals. But let's role play and master and perfect one so that you're not pausing, you're not thinking, and you're sure, you're certain, your confidence level is up, and you are able to overcome most of the objections that you get with one specific rebuttal. So I'm saying, you know what? They say, I'm not interested. You know what? Hey, I agree. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now, since you request the information, it's my job to drop it off, and it's totally up to you what you do with it. Now, I'll be out in your area on Friday. John, tell me this. Should I drop it off in the morning or in the afternoon? Okay, they say, and it works for that one, right? So they say, hey, you know what? I already have coverage. Okay. I agree. Thank you so much for sharing that. You know, hey, since you requested it, it's my job to drop it off. It's totally up to you with what you do with the information. I'll be out in your area on Friday. Now, John, tell me this, buddy. Should I drop it off in the morning or in the afternoon? All right, it works for I already have coverage. I'm covered. I have life insurance. My burial's paid for, whatever the case is, right? What about, hey, you know what? I can't afford it. I'm broke. I have no money. How much is it? What's the cost? Thank you so much for asking that. Since you requested it, it's my job to drop it off. It's up to you with what you do with it once I give it to you in your hands. I'll be out in your area on Friday. Should I drop it off? What do you think, buddy? In the morning or in the afternoon? It works for that one, huh? What do you think about, hey, I'm busy. I don't have time. I'm you know what? No time to meet with you. I don't know what to do. Let's see if it works for that one. Hey, thank you so much for sharing that. I agree. I'm really busy too. Since you requested it, I have to drop it off. Now, it's my job to bring it to you. It's up to you what you do with it. I'll be out in your area on Friday. Tell me this, buddy. Should I drop it off in the morning or in the afternoon? It works for that one. They say, you know what? Hey, stick it in the mail. Hey, thank you so much for sharing that. Now, since you requested it, it's my job to bring it to you. It's up to you with what you do with it. It's kind of like mailing it in person. I've got to drop it off. I'll be out in your area on Friday. Should I drop it off in the morning or in the afternoon? Oh, wow, it works for that one. I challenge you right now on YouTube or Facebook. Give me an objection that's an actual real objection that you get that this wouldn't work for. Now, is this perfect? No, but most of you don't know what to say anyway. So if you can have something that you can pull from your hip and say and use every time until you become more of an expert at this, because no matter what they say, you can start saying different things in general. But early on, when you don't know what to do, pausing, showing a lack of confidence, and not knowing what to say is the death of a call. It's over. they're in control, and they are going to hang up. So I challenge you. It works for this one, works for this one, it works for not interested. It works for I already have coverage. It works for I can't afford it. It works for I'm busy. It works for hey, mail it. What's some other objections that you guys get that you actually believe this won't work for? Because what's cool is you could change up this opening if you had to. Because they say, hey, you know what? I'm busy. I agree, me too. They say, hey, throw it in the mail. Thank you so much for bringing that up. They say, I'm broke. I've heard that before. Thank you so much for saying that. I already have it, buddy. I've got coverage. I've got life insurance. Everything's taken care of. It's paid for. Excellent. Right? Thank you so much for saying that. Not interested. Perfect. Right? So you can vary the first one if you have to, because if they say, hey, I'm broke, I mean, you saying I agree, it may seem a little odd. But by the time you finish with the question, they're going to forget about it anyway. So in general, instead of getting 42 different objections, never knowing what to say, and then pausing, thinking, losing confidence, and not knowing how to proceed, and never overcoming an objection with a specific rebuttal, let's start to build some out that you can use that follow agree, answer, and ask, that keep it really simple. You got to be in a state of agreement, always, and you have to finish with a question. What you say in between has to be an answer to whatever they say. That's why I like to keep it really simple when I'm focusing on helping you guys, because most agents struggle with objections and they don't know what to do. They think, I need to solve these 22 objections that I'm going to get, and they list them all out. And then someone gives you one. Okay, let's use an example.
We got one if you want.
Perfect. Yeah, please. So
this is from Bob Builder.
Bob, welcome back, bro.
He says, I'm too sick to talk or meet with anyone.
I'm too sick. I'm too sick. Yeah, perfect. I don't feel well. I'm sick. I don't feel well. I have the flu. Hey, thank you so much for sharing that. As long as you promise not to cough on me, that's okay. Now, since you requested it, it's my job to drop it off. It's up to you with what you do with it. I'll be out in your area on Friday. Now, Bob, should I drop it off in the morning or in the afternoon? Awesome, Bob. Dude, but it still works. I want to challenge you guys. Thank you for the question, Bob. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for jumping in, brother. That's a state of agreement, right? What else? What else? Any other things that you guys think it will not work for? I'm not saying that this is what I say every time, but if it's something that you can do to simplify the sales process, to simplify the phone call, to simplify your ability to get in front of people, that's all that matters. When you're in the insurance business, it's all about sitting down with someone that has some level of interest. Nothing else matters. Now, Bob is a loyal follower, awesome dude. He's been commenting on our stuff for years. He's always on all my lives. I love Bob, and I respect Bob for jumping in and asking a question. Awesome job. Anything else? Any other questions? Any feedback? Well, okay, what's an objection that you guys get that's not up here? Sick, not interested. And some of these, like, they work with, you know, I'm not interested, or I don't want it, or, you know, I'm a broke, I can't afford it, you know, how much is it? Like, some of these are like groups. So yeah, you could have like 18 objections that go with these 6, right? So they're kind of grouped together. They're very similar. This has to do with not feeling well. That's just a stupid objection. I'm not interested. They don't even know what you're talking about yet. That's just a smokescreen. I already have something. I prefer that they have something. That's awesome. Can't afford it. I'm broke. They don't even know how much it costs. Here's one. Okay, let's do it.
From Mike Moore on Facebook.
Mike.
I don't discuss my info with strangers.
Excellent. Perfect. Watch this. Watch this. You ready, Mike? Come on, Mike. Mike. All right. Strangers. I don't discuss my info. You know what? Excellent. I can appreciate that. That's why I want to at least make sure that I drop it off so that you can see my face. And then, since you requested it, it's my job to drop it off. It's up to you with what you do with it after I leave it with you. Now, hey, I'll be out in your area on Friday. I'm actually some of your neighbors. Should I drop it off in the morning or in the afternoon? Bada bing, bada boom, Mike. Come on, bro. Mike's a good dude. Mike's a health insurance guy. I love it. That's good, man. That's good. You can spin the opening of this to work with anything. And I'm not saying this is what I always use, but this is the one thing that every salesperson on planet Earth generally struggles with. I don't struggle with it because I keep it really, really, really simple, right? I don't have 100 different responses because what happens is you're like, people tell you this, and if they do, quit listening to them because they're like, hey, prepare for these 22 objections. Here's the responses you got to have for those 22 objections. And then when someone says, I'm not interested, you've got to like pause and pull from a memory bank of 82 words that went with that one out of 22 responses and rebuttals that you were supposed to remember and supposed to say. It's going to show a lack of confidence. You're going to pause. You're going to lose control of the call, and they're going to hang up on you. You need to keep it simple, stupid. The KISS method. Anything else?
Sean said, I have coverage through work.
Oh, good. Perfect. Dude, I love that. Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's actually really popular. Now, hey, since you requested this information that actually applies directly to that, it's my job to drop it off. It's up to you with what you do with it because you'll want to see it. I'll be out in your area on Friday. Now tell me, should I drop it off in the morning or in the afternoon? That one, it actually works really well with that one. That's a good one. Anything else? This is good. This is awesome, man. You guys enjoying this? I'm absolutely having a blast. We're thinking about coming out with karaoke Tuesdays with Duker and Dylan on the mic. What do you guys think? Maybe Bailey and Matt on Tuesdays and Duker and Dylan on Thursdays? Who do you think would win that little karaoke battle, dude? You know what? I think
Me.
Dylan and Duker would take it home, right? Apparently, dude, he's confident, right? It's a good thing you got Dylan on your team for that one. Anything else? Thank you guys for jumping in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Please tell someone that you know, tag them in the video, tell them to watch our stuff, tell them to subscribe. We'll be at 10,000 subscribers in a matter of months. Trust me. We want to be the #1 insurance training channel on planet Earth. And we want to be the most consistent, the most active, and the most caring of anybody you know when it comes to content. Because I want to see you guys succeed. I'm all about helping you. I wake up and the first thing I do is write my goals down, and the last goal that I write down, because I want to remember it the most. I want to remember it the most, so I save the best for last. Guess what that is? Guess what that is? Tommy Mac, you guys watching on Facebook and YouTube, what is it? I'm gonna, whoever gets it, if you get it, I'll send you $100. If you get it, we'll reach out to you and I'll send you $100 through PayPal. What's the last goal I write down that's the most important, and I save the best for last, and I write it down every single day? They got it yet? They think you guys probably know what it is. At least you'll know if they're close. Anything? Anything? Come on, man. I'm trying to give away $100, man. Dude, if it had been $1 million, we'd have got a lot more guesses, huh? You guys don't want $100? What is it? Anything? Any good guesses?
Not yet.
Right.
The stream's a little bit behind sometimes, so
okay. All right.
might take them a second.
All right. $100. Come on. What is it? What do they guess? On Facebook? Who is it? Mike Moore.
He says Cody's last goal is to help every insurance agent in the world.
Come on, man. Hey, private message him. Get his PayPal. I'm sending the dude $100. He is exactly right. The last thing that I write down every single day, awesome job, Mike Moore, is I want to help every insurance agent in the world at some point in the future. Is the last goal I write down. I write it down every morning, and I write it, and I save the best for last, because when I do stuff like this, when I'm in the studio, when we're building out a studio, when we're moving offices, when we're hiring someone, and when we're shooting content, it has to be top of mind. That has to be top of mind, because when it is, we're way more successful at helping you. We're way more serious at delivering for you, and then we spend tens of thousands of dollars on building out a brand new studio with 10 screens that you're going to want to pay attention to, that'll be done, Bailey says, over the next couple weeks. So I get carpet laid in there. All the 10 screens are up. We're building a custom computer with like 10 HDMI imports. It's like It's like Alienware if it injected steroids in it. That's what it is. Anything else?
Tell these people about 8% Nation.
Dude, GA tickets. If you want to become fantastic at this business, 92% of agents fail. I don't want you to be one of them. If you want to be a part of the 8%, you'll be at 8% Nation in Dallas, the end of July at the Statler. It's a big insurance conference with 1,200 insurance agents that we deliver every year to help you. You can get 2 general admission tickets. I mean, you might as well say free. $117 total for 2. That's nuts. That's crazy. $58.50 a piece. Go to appreciation.com to make sure you claim that. I want to hang out with you guys. I want to bring you up on stage. I want to hang out with you in the speaker green room. Like last year, I was able to hang out with Ray Lewis. Come on. I want to be able to hang out with you guys. I want to be able to sit around the fire and you know what, drink some brewskis and talk, even though I don't do that. But still, you can do it. And talk about you being a millionaire, 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure earner in this industry. And that's why I love hanging out with awesome people. So make sure you go to appreciation.com to do that. Any other thoughts? Any other thoughts or comments, questions? Mike Moore won himself $100, dude. Make sure you, Mike, you have me on Facebook. Just message me. Just message me in my messenger, your PayPal, and I'll PayPal you over $100.
He actually just said, put it towards 8% Nation tickets.
Oh, dude, even better. Dude, I love it. I love it. Hey, reach out to me. I'll give you $100 off of whatever you want, man. Because you're a good dude, because you watch our stuff, because I love you, and because you know my goals, man. That's what I'm talking about. Most people don't. But you pay attention. Anything else?
Tony G says, see you in Vegas.
Tony G. Dude, next week, brother. Into next week. Be good, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm all about helping people. And I want you to know that I'm a confident individual. But I promise I put a focus on being caring, being humble, and helping you. Because if I don't, you'll see through it. You'll think I'm a douchebag. You won't watch our stuff, and then you'll end up failing. So you know what? I'm not going to do that. Right? I want you to share this with somebody that needs to hear this today. You've got one agent in your life that you know that needs this. And when I say this, I'm talking about all of it. All of it. Okay? I want you to share it with somebody that needs this. Any other questions? 8% Club every Friday, 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. Come hang out with us at the conference in Dallas, the end of July, July 26th, 27th. We do 3 live shows every week. Mondays, insurance agent training. We go deep. Wednesdays, live Q&A. And Fridays, 8% Club, because I want you to be a part of the 8% Club. Thanks for watching. Have an incredible weekend. Keep commenting. Make sure you share somebody. Go get somebody to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook today. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you chiming in. Make sure you do this. I'm saying one rebuttal that can change your life forever, that'll work for any objection. It's not perfect, but it'll get you results. Thanks for watching.